Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. With our first topic, we're discussing the 161st session of the Arab League's Council at the level of permanent delegates that is taking place in Cairo, with the extensive efforts that is done in order to reach a very near truce in the Gaza Strip. While to shed more light on this, we have the pleasure to have with us over the phone His Excellency Ambassador Hussein Haridi, former Assistant Foreign Minister. Good morning, Your Excellency.
Good morning, Madam.
Your Excellency, how do you see the timing or the critical time that during which the 161st session of the Arab League is held?
Well, as you may know, Madam, this is the ordinary session of the Council of the Arab League at the ministerial level. The Arab ministers of foreign affairs that takes place twice a year, once in March and the second time in September. So this is the ordinary meeting for the spring meeting of the Arab foreign ministers, and of course it takes place in the midst of an unprecedented war unleashed by Israel against the Gaza Strip and the Palestinian people, whether in Gaza or in the West Bank.
Yes.
And also it takes place while Egypt, Qatar, and the American administration have been working hard in order to reach a hostage ceasefire before Ramadan, that is to say, before next Monday. Negotiations are still taking place in Cairo, and hopefully an agreement could be reached by March 10th or March 11th, hopefully.
Yes, so Your Excellency Ambassador Haridi, also during the session of the Arab League, Secretary General, Arab League Secretary General Ahmed Abu Ghait have during his speech said that Israel occupation seeks a forcing displacement and genocide of the Palestinians. How did you read his statements?
Well, I guess he described what's going on the ground. Of course, the international community, United Nations organizations, everyone is speaking about the Israeli atrocities in Gaza, as well as the famine that is spreading there, and so far more than 10 Palestinian children have died because of starvation, and let alone the expansion of settlements in the West Bank. 2 days ago, the Israeli government announced the construction of 3,000 units in 3 settlements in the West Bank. So the situation on the ground, whether we are speaking about Gaza or the West Bank, is really catastrophic.
Yes. Also, the Arab League Secretary General described the forced displacement of Palestinians is completely rejected by the Arab League regionally and internationally. Also, the Arab League Secretary General Ahmed Abu Ghait also said that the 29th of February has witnessed an unforgettable massacre resulting in the death of all the martyrs of 120 Palestinians, and we all remember this incident and this massacre by the Israeli occupation forces when they opened fire on the citizens and the civilians who rushed to the trucks to take the humanitarian aid, and they fired on them, and 120 Palestinians were killed and 700 others were wounded. So reminding everyone of this special incident, how did you see this?
Well, personally speaking, I wasn't surprised that the Israeli army could do something like that. We have been those who have lived long enough and really know what Israel is capable of doing for the Palestinians, Arabs, and Muslims. Well, weren't completely surprised by such a horrific scene. And yesterday, some American news outlets said that the latest changes in the American positions vis-a-vis what's going on in Gaza came in response to this particular sad incident that you have just referred to. Of course, the American position has developed into something. The American administration is trying to adopt a more balanced or a more objective position. The Vice President of the United States, Ms. Kamala Harris, called last Sunday for a ceasefire. This is the first time that the American administration has called publicly for a ceasefire in Gaza after 5 months of what we have all witnessed. On the other hand, the United States, the American delegation to the UN in New York, is circulating a draft Security Council resolution calling for an immediate humanitarian ceasefire in Gaza. So the American position, because of this particular incident, has seen some changes. Let's wait and see how the Biden administration, what kind of pressure it would bring to bear on the Israeli government in order to stop this aggression. As I said earlier, negotiations have been taking place in Cairo for the last 3 days in order to find a compromise solution between the Israelis and the Palestinian resistance movement in order to agree on a pause in the fighting, a ceasefire, a temporary ceasefire in Gaza, but before Ramadan.
Yes, Your Excellency, Ambassador Haridi, also Arab League Secretary General, also stressed on the point of called on the countries who have cut off the finance of the UNRWA to bear this responsibility. So how did you see this? That was also 2 or 3 weeks ago one of the very important news that have taken a wide range of discussion.
Well, of course, the positions taken by the Western countries withholding funding for UNRWA was a hasty decision, given the fact that the Israeli allegations that UNRWA is pro-Hamas, that some workers in UNRWA had participated in the October 7th attacks last year. So these are allegations, these are accusations that haven't been proven. So, of course, the decisions by I guess they are 16 Western countries was hasty, but luckily, fortunately, some Arab countries have come forward lately, and they have provided funds for UNRWA, like Qatar, like the Iraqi government, like other Gulf countries. So, but of course, we hope that the countries that have withheld funding would reconsider their position and resume their financial contributions to the UNRWA. UNRWA, of course, was established in 1949 by a United Nations General Assembly resolution to take care of the refugees. At that time, the number of refugees was around 700,000. Now, refugees are almost somewhere between 5.5 million and 6 million refugees between Gaza, the West Bank, Jordan, Syria, Lebanon. So the international community, and particularly the United Nations cannot let down 6 million refugees. UNRWA has been providing those people with essential services, education, and many other many other contributions that have contributed to the welfare, so to speak. Of course, these people are living in camps for the last 75 years. So UNRWA is essential,
Yes.
and it's due to the consequences, the dire consequences of the Israeli aggression against Gaza. UNRWA is more than necessary now, more important now than ever, in order to take care of the refugees. After
Yes.
once the war is over in Gaza, the reconstruction in
Yes.
Gaza and taking care of the refugees in Gaza would be a tremendous job.
Yes, I thank you very much for your time. Thank you for your valuable information. Your Excellency, Ambassador Hussein Haridi, former Assistant Foreign Minister, thank you very much for joining us over the phone now.